Welcome back to AgriTalk, our Farm Progress Show preview series brought to you by Syngenta. This place looks a lot different than it did this spring when we first started coming out here for this year's show, and it looks a lot different from a few years ago when we came here for the first time. A lot of improvements being made, and even more in the plans for the next year or so. It'll look even different, even more complete when we come back here in a couple of years. But right now we're focusing on the countdown of 18 days to the start of this year's Farm Progress Show. And you know, can you imagine, those of you that like to landscape around your house, imagine landscaping something the size of this exhibit field for the Farm Progress Show. Our first guest kind of has that job, Barb Dornfeld with Xylem. They're kind of the if you will, the folks that help landscape all this ground. As the individual exhibitors make their plans for their exhibit areas, they often contract with Barb's company to get that done. A lot of it has already started. Barb, thank you for joining us. You tell me you've been doing this here at Farm Progress Show for, what, close to 20 years now?
Almost 20 years we started, yes. Go ahead.
Which I was telling you, this will be my 36th show, and I always tell this story that any time I smell mulch, or if I'm getting wood chips out and doing some work around the house, I immediately think of the Farm Progress Show. It's just a natural reaction because it's such a part of this show. Tell us what it's like. I saw a mountain of wood chips out there a while ago, and that's just part of it, right?
Right. We bring in probably about 100 truckloads of chips, colored material, mulch, and all that goes on the lots. And we can do pathways. We'll do complete chips, which cover the complete lots. We'll use it in corners. It's just pretty much the exhibitors design their lots, and we put it down for them.
So they tell you what they want, how they want it, and then you have a team that goes in and does it.
Right. There's a team of us. We move in about a month ahead of time. We set up our own camp, and it'll grow up to about 25 people by the weekend before the show, and everybody just pulls together as a team and gets it done.
Yeah, so you have a compound down there. You're set. And there are some exhibit areas already that you're working on out there.
Right. We have several. This weekend we'll be putting all our chips down on like the lots that are going to get completely chipped. And then we'll come in and do pathways, or if they have a special color chip that they'd like, then we'll put that down. Then we come in and we'll do the landscaping side. We'll do we have 2 truckloads of landscape block that we'll put in. We have white vinyl fence, we have privacy fence, we have the split rail fence, and boulders we'll be putting in as well. We'll have flagstone we'll be putting in, a lot of landscape material. We have about 1,600 mums that we put in, plus about 2,300 perennials, grasses, trees that we'll also be landscaping with.
It's an amazing process, and to see it all come together. But then what most of us don't see is how you clean it up afterwards. Tell us about that.
True. After the show's done, then we'll come in and we clean all the lots. All the chips have to go, all the landscape has to go, all the fencing has to be taken down, and it'll come back to just a bare ground again, which the grass then will reseed so that we do have grass again in 2 years, and for future events here on the grounds.
You were telling me earlier about how you clean up all those wood chips.
What we'll do is our team will come in and they'll take a skid loader and they'll just carefully go over the top of all those chips and pile those, and then they'll bring in a broom, a big broom on their skid, and then they'll broom those lots so that all those chips will come off.
A lot different than the old days when after the show was over they'd come in and deep rip the exhibit field. You know, now you're basically out there vacuuming it practically.
You basically are, yes. It was a lot different when it was moved every year around, yes.
Things have changed. How did you get started in this?
We started supplying the chips to the different companies, and then we were asked to do all of the landscaping with it as well.
So it is quite a job, but I would think your experience helps out. I mean, you have a pretty good idea. You have it down to a system, it sounds like.
We have a system we're always tweaking. There's always new things to be doing. We pay attention to other shows. We watch and just watch how everybody else does it. I mean, you learn constantly. We have a team that is very knowledgeable, and I speak volumes for our team. I have a huge respect for them.
A lot of the things we may take for granted when we come to the show, we may notice, hey, those mums look nice, or those wood chips there, that looks nice. But a lot of work went into that.
Very true. We water twice a day. We water in the morning, we water at night, before and after the show. We'll water, we have 2 crews watering every day, all day, before the show even starts, a week ahead of time. So there is a lot of maintenance to the plant material as well.
And weather impacts you in your preparations and in that maintenance.
Very true. If it rains, we have more chips we put down. The exhibitors, they want to be able to have people get to their lots. This year, with all the gravel between the road right to their lot, it's very, very nice for the exhibitors and the people attending.
Yeah, that's something that's changed over the years, too. I remember some years when there was a mad scramble to get wood chips just so we could walk around in a wet year. Barb, thank you very much. We'll enjoy your work.
Thank you very much.
Barb Dornfeld with Xylem. They're the landscapers here at the Farm Progress Show. All right, back. We're going to talk crop conditions next on AgriTalk.